Hello friends, welcome you all to my channel. It's for you, and today I am gonna talk about something different, and that is related to photography. It is actually photography basics. I have started a tutorial on photography, and I have given part 1 of this tutorial, and that was related to photography and framing. But today this is gonna be the second part. I will discuss both the framing and composition today, as the both terms are very much interrelated and they are complementary to each other. So keep watching and watch till the end to get some very useful information about framing and composition. Okay friends, let's start. Friends, photography is a two-dimensional projection of a three-dimensional image through a lens. So while you are capturing a three-dimensional image into a two-dimensional plane, there is a chance that your image can distort or it is very much flat. So the art of photography is to bring out the actual image, whatever you are seeing in three-dimensional, and you have to bring it in a two-dimensional plane. So for making it work, you need to know the grammar of photography, and as photography is an art, so you need to create something, and to create something you need to break the grammar, and to break the grammar you have to know the grammar. Now I am talking about the framing. What is frame? Frame is actually the viewfinder of your camera on which your captured part of image will be visualized. So frame I have defined. Now framing is arrangement of your frame. That means your frame are actually including two parts, that is one part is subject, another part is object. The main thing of your frame is called subject, and all the other things all around your subject are called objects. Sometimes it is called background, but I will not say it is background, because whatever it is behind your subject, that is called background. But in this case, during photography, there may be something in front of your subject, or in around your subject, so those things are not called background. I will say those things are actually objects. One thing you have to remember, friends, that is during framing you need to prioritize what you want to show. That means if you are trying to emphasize your subject, then your subject should be on the major part of your frame. So if you are going to give some importance to the objects, then your object will take some part in your frame. So according to your priority and what you want to show, you have to balance this both the things, that is subject and object. If you want to focus only on the subject, you don't need to show objects that much. Like in this video, I am the subject, I am talking, so I have acquired the major part of this frame. And if you want to give some information about the environment, like if I want to show you in which environment I am talking to you, so I have to show you some objects. That means I have to show you some background, foreground, and the environment also. You have to know the psychology of your frame, and you have to write some story through your frames. Then only your photography will be meaningful. Another thing about framing is that, friends, sometimes what we do, we actually don't take the full compact image of our subject or object. We normally cut it off out of the frame, but it is not desirable. Actually, whenever you are trying to convey some information about your subject or about your object to the viewers, you have to give all the necessary details, necessary information to your viewers. That's why your frame should be compact, and your subject or object should be framed such a way that desired information can be conveyed to your viewers. Now friends, I am coming to the composition. What is composition? Composition is nothing but the grammatical arrangement of your subjects and objects. Now friends, I am telling you about some compositions and some rules of compositions. As you all well aware that you have to know the rules. The first rule says, that is 1/3 rule. 1/3 rule is you have to divide your screen, that means your frame, into horizontally into 3 parts and vertically into 3 parts equally. You can do this by drawing 2 horizontal lines and 2 vertical lines at equal distance, and after that you will get 4 intersection points. Your subject should be placed anywhere around these 4 points. This is done because if you put your subject at the center of your frame, it will look dull, because your object, your surroundings will not get prioritized, and your subject will be looking like a still. It will not be dynamic. So whenever you are placing it a little bit left or little bit right, that is anywhere around the intersection points, then there will be some space in which your viewers would think that your subject is on some action or it is going to move. So it will make your subject more dynamic, and your object or background will get some place to highlight the environment also. So friends, 1/3 rule is very important. The first point was 1/3 rule, and now I am coming to the second point, that is breaking the 1/3 rule. There are some situations when you can put your subject at the center of your frame. Those can be done in 3 conditions, that is I will explain one by one. Number 1 is when your frame is homogeneous, your objects or background is homogeneous in nature, you can put your subject at the middle point, because in homogeneous background your subject can be placed anywhere, but if you put it in the center, then all the focus will go toward your subject, and as all the background or objects are homogeneous, so there is nothing to attract your viewers through the objects. So by putting this, you will get a good photograph. Now the second case, when you can put your subject at the center, that is if your left side of the frame and right side of the frame are well balanced, or upper half and lower half of the frame is balanced, then you can put your subject at the center, and that will look awesome. Now friends, the third case, when you can put your subject at the center, in perspective photography you can put your subject at the converging lines. That means the perspective point, the corners, all those points will be converging towards a point. So at that point you can put your subject, and if you frame such a way that all the perspective lines are converging to the middle of your frame, then you can easily put your subject at the middle of your frame, and that will create an awesome photograph. Now friends, I am coming to the third point about composition, that is keep your horizontal lines horizontal. That means you are capturing some image where you are going to show some horizons, and that horizon will be a separating lines between 2 separate textures, and you have to put that horizontal line in horizontal frame. That means it should not be a curved way, or it should not be inclined. If you are showing some horizon, that should be placed horizontally within your frame, and preferably if you can put it at the middle of the frame, it will make an awesome photograph. And in this case you can also put your subject in the middle on the line of separation. Another very good composition technique is using some foreground object. That means you have to put some object in front of your subject. The object should be related to your frame, related to your subject also, but putting that object in front of or in foreground of your subject will make the photography very dynamic. So you can try out this also. And the last but not the least one about the composition, I am going to tell you that is you can use frames within frame. That means if you can use frames like geometrical shapes, it can be rectangle, it can be square, or it can be any trigonometrical shape or circular shape. If you can frame, you can put your subject within this frame, then this frame within frame will create a very beautiful image. If you take a photograph of a person standing and you are taking another photograph of the same person in the same pose in front of a door frame, the second picture will be very dynamic and it will be aesthetically very beautiful. So friends, these things are the psychological things. Actually, whenever we are going to take photographs, we have to recreate the reality through a two-dimensional plane, and some grammar we have to follow so that it is pleasing to our eyes, and if it is pleasing to our eyes, then it is a good photograph. So friends, with this information you have an idea of what is framing and what is composition. There are lots of things and I will come one by one. Okay friends, if you like this video, please do like and subscribe my YouTube channel for more of such videos. Please comment in the comment section so that I can make videos according to your choice. Okay friends, good night, bye bye.